What if everything you've been told about reality is a half-truth? What if the world around you isn't fixed, but a fluid canvas, waiting for the brushstrokes of your mind? Welcome to Overnight Abundance. Let reality rearrange itself. A journey that will shatter the limits you've placed on your life and awaken the power you've always had to sculpt your destiny. This isn't just an audiobook, it's a map to a hidden truth, one that's been whispered through ancient texts, buried in scientific breakthroughs, and pulsing in the quiet spaces of your own intuition. Imagine this: you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, its waves shimmering with possibilities. Each wave is a potential reality, and you hold the power to choose which one crashes into existence. Sounds impossible. That's what they want you to think. For centuries, philosophers, mystics, and now scientists have hinted at a secret. Reality isn't a rigid cage, it's a dance. And you're the choreographer. From quantum physics to the teachings of ancient sages, the evidence is clear. Your thoughts, your emotions, your consciousness are the invisible hands shaping the world you see. This audiobook is your guide to mastering that dance. Over the next 10 chapters, you'll uncover how to harness your mind's untapped potential, bend the fabric of reality, and call in abundance so effortlessly it feels like magic. You're not just a listener, you're the hero of this story, stepping into a legacy of creators who've shaped empires, healed nations, and transformed their lives by understanding one truth. Reality rearranges itself when you dare to believe you're its architect. We'll blend the wisdom of the ages with cutting-edge science, from the observer effect in quantum mechanics to the meditative practices of Tibetan monks. You'll discover practical tools, exercises you can do tonight, to shift your energy and see results by morning. This isn't about hard work or endless hustle. It's about aligning with the flow of the universe and letting abundance find you. So, are you ready to stop chasing and start creating, to let go of doubt and step into a reality where you're not just surviving but thriving? Stay with us, because by the end of this journey, you won't just see the world differently, you'll see yourself as its author. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Myth of a Fixed Reality. What if the world you wake up to every morning isn't as solid as it seems? What if the boundaries of your life, the job you tolerate, the struggles you endure, the dreams you've shelved, aren't carved in stone, but painted on a canvas that you hold the brush to? Most of us live as if reality is a prison, its walls built by forces beyond our control: society, circumstance, or sheer bad luck. But what if that prison is a mirage, a fragile illusion waiting for you to see through it? Welcome to the first step of your journey in overnight abundance. Let reality rearrange itself. This chapter is about shattering the myth of a fixed reality and reclaiming your role as its architect. Let's begin with a story that feels like a spark in the dark. It's 1927. And the world's greatest minds are gathered in Brussels for the Solvay Conference, a meeting that would rewrite the rules of existence. Among them is Werner Heisenberg, a young physicist with a radical idea that would become the cornerstone of quantum mechanics: the observer effect. In his experiments, subatomic particles didn't follow a predictable path until they were observed. The act of looking, your attention, your consciousness, shaped their behavior. A particle could be a wave or a point, depending on how it was seen. This wasn't just science, it was a revelation. Reality, at its core, responds to you. Now, let's travel back further, to a time when wisdom didn't need a laboratory to shine. Picture Siddhartha Gautama, a young prince turned seeker, sitting beneath a Bodhi tree in ancient India. For days he meditated, peeling back the layers of existence until he saw the truth. The world we perceive is Maya, an illusion woven by the mind. The Buddha taught that our thoughts, our beliefs, our inner state create the reality we experience. Suffering, abundance, joy, they're not imposed on us. They're reflections of what we hold within. Fast forward to today, and science is catching up to this ancient wisdom. Neuroscientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza have shown that the brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. When you close your eyes and feel the warmth of success, the weight of a dream fulfilled, your brain fires the same neural pathways as if it's already happened. Your body begins to align with that reality, your chemistry shifts, and the world around you starts to respond. But here's where most of us stumble. We've been conditioned to believe reality is a brute force, a machine that grinds on without our input. From childhood, we're fed stories of scarcity, and struggle. Life is hard. You have to fight for what you want. Dreams are for the lucky few. These aren't just words. They're spells, programming us to accept a reality where we're small, powerless, and stuck. Think about it. How often do you catch yourself replaying a failure, worrying about money, or doubting your worth? Each thought is a brushstroke painting the world you live in. The result? A reality that feels heavy, repetitive, even chaotic. You're creating, but unconsciously letting old scripts dictate the plot. The truth is, you're not a victim of circumstance, you're a creator, and the canvas of reality is far more fluid than you've been led to believe. Quantum physics tells us the universe is probabilistic, not deterministic. It's a field of infinite possibilities waiting for your choice. Ancient mystics called this the power of intention, the ability to align your inner world with the outer. Modern psychology calls it neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to rewire itself based on what you focus on. Whether you approach it through science or spirit, the message is the same. You are the author of your reality, and the pen is in your hand. Let's make this tangible with a story from the present. Meet Sarah, a single mother who felt trapped in a dead-end job. Her dreams of starting a business buried under bills and self-doubt. One night she stumbled across a meditation practice that promised to shift her reality. Skeptical but desperate, she tried it. Every evening she spent 10 minutes visualizing her business thriving. Not just imagining it, but feeling the joy of signing clients, the pride of seeing her name on a storefront, the freedom of financial abundance. She paired this with a simple affirmation: I am open to receiving the opportunities that align with my purpose. Within weeks, a chance encounter led to a mentor who helped her launch her business. Within a year, she was earning more than her old job ever paid. Was it magic? No, it was Sarah stepping into her role as a conscious creator, aligning her thoughts and emotions with the reality she wanted to see. You can do this too. The first step is to recognize that reality isn't a wall. It's a river, flowing and responsive to your inner state. To help you start, here's a practice called the reality mirror. Find a quiet space tonight and sit with the mirror. Look into your own eyes for 2 minutes, breathing deeply, letting your gaze soften. As you do, repeat silently, I am the author of my reality. My thoughts shape my world. Feel the words settle into your chest like a warm ember sparking to life. Notice the sensation, maybe a tingle, a lightness, a quiet power. Then take a piece of paper and write down one limiting belief that's held you back. I'm not good enough. Money is hard to come by. I'll never find love. Be honest. Now, tear that paper into pieces and, if it's safe, burn it in a small dish. As the fragments curl into ash, visualize that belief dissolving into light, leaving space for something new. This act isn't just symbolic. It's a signal to your subconscious that you're ready to rewrite the story. Let's add a chance encounter led to a mentor who helped her launch her business. Within a year, she was earning more than her old job ever paid. Was it magic? No, it was Sarah stepping into her role as a conscious creator, aligning her thoughts and emotions with the reality she wanted to see. You can do this too. The first step is to recognize that reality isn't a wall. It's a river, flowing and responsive to your inner state. To help you start, here's a practice called the reality mirror. Find a quiet space tonight and sit with a mirror. Look into your own eyes for 2 minutes, breathing deeply, letting your gaze soften to stay aligned with possibility, even in the chaos of daily life. These exercises aren't just rituals. They're bridges between the world you see and the one you're ready to create. They work because they engage your senses, your emotions, and your belief in what's possible. The science backs this up. Studies on visualization, like those conducted at Harvard University, show that mental rehearsal enhances performance and primes the brain for success. The mystics knew it too. Ancient texts like the Upanishads describe the mind as a magnet, drawing to you what you dwell upon. By the end of this chapter, you're not just questioning the myth of a fixed reality, you're stepping into your power to rewrite it. Reality is a river, not a cage, and you're learning to steer its current. You're not just living in the world, you're shaping it, moment by moment, thought by thought. The question is, what will you create next? Chapter 2. The Power of Your Inner Canvas. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your life as a painting. Every stroke, the vibrant highs, the shadowed lows, the bold risks, and the cautious hesitations comes from you. Not from the world outside, not from the people around you, but from the invisible brush you wield in the quiet of your mind. This chapter is about discovering your inner canvas, the sacred space where your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape the masterpiece of your reality. You're not just a bystander in your life, you're the artist, and it's time to claim your palette. Let's start with a story from history that lights the way. In ancient Egypt, the priests of Memphis believed in a concept called Heka, the divine force of creation activated through words and intention. They taught that the universe was born from the spoken word of the god Ptah, who imagined the world and spoke it into being. This wasn't just mythology, it was a blueprint for creation. Fast forward to the 21st century, and science is echoing this wisdom. Neuroscientists like Dr. Andrew Newberg have studied how focused intention through prayer, meditation, or affirmations changes the brain's structure, strengthening neural pathways that align with your goals. When you focus your mind, you're not just thinking, you're sculpting the raw material of reality. But what exactly is this inner canvas? Picture it as a vast glowing screen within you, where every thought is a stroke of color, every emotion a shade, every belief a shape. Most of us paint this canvas unconsciously, letting fear, doubt, or old wounds splash chaotic patterns. The result? A reality that feels fragmented, stuck, or out of our control. But here's the secret. You can choose your colors. You can paint with intention, crafting a reality that sings with abundance, love, and purpose. This isn't about positive thinking alone. It's about aligning your entire being, mind, heart, and soul with the vision you want to bring to life. Let's ground this with a modern example. Meet James, a software engineer who felt trapped in a cycle of stress and mediocrity. He wanted more: freedom, creativity, a life that felt alive, but his inner canvas was cluttered with self-doubt and the belief that success is for other people. One day, inspired by a podcast on manifestation, he decided to try something new. Every morning he spent 10 minutes visualizing his ideal life, running his own tech startup, traveling the world, feeling free. He didn't just see it, he felt it. The excitement in his chest, the wind on his face as he imagined speaking at a conference, the gratitude for a life of impact. Within months, he attracted a business partner who shared his vision, and a year later, his startup was funded. James didn't wait for permission. He painted his inner canvas with intention, and reality rearranged itself to match. You can do this too, and it starts with understanding the tools at your disposal: your thoughts, your emotions, and your focus. Quantum physics offers a clue here. The principle of superposition suggests that all possibilities exist simultaneously until a choice is made. Your focus is that choice. When you dwell on lack, you collapse the field of possibilities into a reality of scarcity. When you focus on abundance, you call forth a different outcome. Ancient traditions knew this too. The Taoist concept of Wu Wei, or effortless action, teaches that aligning with the flow of life creates harmony without force. Your inner canvas is where this alignment happens. Let's make this practical with a practice called the canvas reset. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and imagine a blank canvas floating before you, glowing softly. This is your inner canvas. Now, picture a scene from your current reality that feels heavy, maybe a financial struggle or a strained relationship. See it as a muddy smear on the canvas. Take a deep breath and imagine a golden light, like a cosmic eraser, gently dissolving that smear until the canvas is clean again. Now paint a new scene, you, thriving, surrounded by abundance. Feel the colors: vivid greens for growth, warm golds for wealth, soft blues for peace. Spend 5 minutes here, letting the image become so real you can smell the air, hear the sounds. Do this daily for a week and notice how your energy shifts, how opportunities begin to appear. Here's a second practice to amplify this: the emotion palette. Emotions are the paint of your canvas, and their frequency matters. High vibration emotions like gratitude, joy, and love attract realities that resonate with them. Low vibration emotions like fear or resentment do the opposite. Tonight, Before bed, write down 3 moments from your day that sparked joy or gratitude, no matter how small. A kind word, a warm meal, a moment of laughter. Then close your eyes and relive one of those moments, amplifying the feeling until it fills your body like sunlight. Hold it for a minute, letting it soak into your inner canvas. Carry this practice into your day, pausing to savor small joys. Over time, this trains your emotional palate to default to abundance, coloring your reality with possibility. These practices work because they engage both your mind and your body. Science supports this. Studies from the University of California show that gratitude practices increase dopamine and serotonin, rewiring your brain for optimism and resilience. Mystics have long taught the same. Rumi, the 13th century poet, wrote, "What you seek is seeking you." Your inner canvas is the meeting ground where your desires and reality converge. But here's the key. You must believe in your own power. Doubt is like a tear in the canvas, letting the old patterns creep back in. Trust yourself. You're not just painting a picture, you're summoning a world. The ancient Greeks called this poiesis, the act of bringing something into being that didn't exist before. You are a poet of reality, and your inner canvas is where the poem begins. By the end of this chapter, you're starting to see your life as a work of art in progress. You're not bound by the strokes of the past. You can erase, repaint, reimagine. The question isn't whether you can shape reality, but what reality you'll choose to create. Your inner canvas is waiting. What will you paint today? Chapter 3, The Frequency of Abundance. Imagine your life as a symphony, each moment a note vibrating through the universe. What if the key to abundance isn't about chasing opportunities, but tuning your inner frequency to resonate with them? In this chapter, we'll explore how your emotions, thoughts, and energy act like a cosmic radio, broadcasting a signal that reality responds to. You're not just living in the world, you're vibrating with it, and by shifting your frequency, you can call in a reality overflowing with possibility. Let's start with a story that bridges the ancient and the modern. In the 6th century BCE, the Greek philosopher Pythagoras taught that the universe was governed by harmony, a cosmic music created by the vibrations of all things. He believed everything, planets, people, even thoughts, emitted a unique frequency. Fast forward to today, and science is proving him right. Quantum field theory suggests that everything in the universe, from stars to your coffee cup, is made of vibrating energy fields. Your thoughts and emotions, they're vibrations too, sending out waves that interact with the world around you. When you're stuck in fear or lack, you broadcast a low, dissonant hum. When you align with gratitude, love, or purpose, you emit a high, clear note that draws abundance like a magnet. Think of Lisa, a teacher who felt trapped in a cycle of burnout and financial strain. She was skeptical of woo-woo ideas, but desperate for change. One evening, she tried a gratitude meditation she found online. For 10 minutes, she focused on everything she loved: her students' laughter, the smell of rain, the warmth of her morning tea. She didn't just think about these things, she felt them, letting the warmth spread through her body. Over weeks, this practice became her daily ritual. She noticed small shifts. A colleague offered her a side gig, a scholarship for her daughter appeared, and her energy felt lighter. Within a year, she'd transitioned to a fulfilling career in educational consulting. Lisa didn't force her way to abundance. She tuned her frequency, and reality harmonized with her. Your frequency is shaped by 3 things: your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Thoughts are the melody, setting the direction of your signal. Emotions are the volume, amplifying its power. Actions are the rhythm, grounding your vibration in the physical world. When these align, you create a coherent frequency that the universe can't ignore. Neuroscience backs this. Studies from the HeartMath Institute show that emotions like gratitude and compassion create heart-brain coherence, a state where your body's systems sync up, enhancing clarity and intuition. Ancient traditions echo this. The Vedic texts of India describe sankalpa, the heartfelt intention that aligns your inner vibration with the cosmos. But here's the challenge. Most of us are broadcasting mixed signals. We dream of abundance but dwell on scarcity. We want love but vibrate with self-doubt. To shift your frequency, you need to become intentional about the signal you send. Let's make this real with a practice called the frequency tune-up. Sit in a quiet space and close your eyes. Take 5 deep breaths, feeling your body relax. Now, imagine your heart as a glowing orb radiating light. Call to mind something that fills you with pure joy, a memory, a person, a dream. Let that feeling expand like a note ringing out. For 5 minutes, hold this vibration, noticing how your body feels. Warm, light, alive. If doubts creep in, gently redirect your focus to the joy. Do this daily and you'll start to notice synchronicities, small signs that your reality is aligning with your signal. Here's a second practice to lock in this shift, the abundance soundtrack. Sound is a powerful way to tune your frequency. Create a playlist of songs that uplift you, music that makes you feel unstoppable, alive, abundant. It could be classical, pop, or nature sounds. What matters is the feeling it evokes. Each morning, play one song from this playlist and move your body, dance, sway, or simply tap your foot. As you do, visualize your day unfolding with ease, opportunities flowing, connections sparking, dreams taking shape. This practice combines movement, sound, and intention to anchor your frequency in abundance. Studies from the University of Sussex show that music can boost dopamine and reduce stress, making it a perfect tool to elevate your vibration. These practices work because they engage your whole being, mind, body, and spirit. The science is clear. High-frequency emotions like gratitude increase oxytocin, the bonding hormone, making you more open to connection and opportunity. Mystics have long understood this. Hafiz, the Persian poet, wrote, "The heart is a thousand-stringed instrument that can only be tuned with love." Your frequency is that instrument, and abundance is the song it's meant to play. But tuning your frequency isn't just about feeling good. It's about consistency. The universe responds to what you sustain. If you dip into gratitude for a moment but spend hours worrying, your signal gets muddy. The key is to make abundance your default vibration. Start small. Notice moments of ease in your day. A kind smile, a task completed, and let them anchor you. Over time, your inner radio will tune to a higher station, and the world will sing along. By the end of this chapter, you're beginning to feel your power as a vibrational being. You're not just reacting to reality, you're broadcasting it. The universe is listening, waiting for your signal. What frequency will you choose to send? Chapter 4. The Alchemy of Belief. What if the only thing standing between you and a life of limitless abundance is a single invisible ingredient? Your belief, not the fleeting kind you muster for a moment, but a deep, unshakable conviction that the universe is conspiring in your favor. In this chapter, we'll dive into the alchemy of belief, the transformative process that turns the raw material of your thoughts into the gold of reality. You're not just a dreamer, you're an alchemist, and belief is your philosopher's stone. Let's begin with a story that feels like a whisper from the past. In the 12th century, alchemists across Europe toiled in secret, seeking the mythical substance that could transmute lead into gold. Their work wasn't just about metal, it was a metaphor for the human spirit, the idea that our inner state could transform the outer world. One such alchemist, a woman named Maria the Jewess, is credited with inventing the bain-marie, a tool for controlled transformation. Her insight: change requires the right conditions, heat, intention, and faith. Fast forward to today, and science is catching up. Psychologists like Carol Dweck have shown that a growth mindset, a belief in your ability to change and grow, rewires your brain, opening doors to possibilities you once thought impossible. Belief isn't just a feeling, it's a force that shapes reality. Consider the story of Michael, a struggling artist who felt his talent was doomed to obscurity. He grew up hearing that artists starve, that success was for the lucky few. But one day, inspired by a documentary on neuroplasticity, he decided to rewrite his beliefs. He started affirming daily, "My creativity is a gift the world is waiting to receive." He paired this with action, sharing his work online and pitching to galleries. At first, nothing changed, but Michael persisted, holding his belief like a flame in the dark. Within a year, a viral post led to a gallery deal, and his art was selling worldwide. Michael's alchemy wasn't luck, it was the stubborn belief that his reality could shift. Belief is the crucible where your inner canvas meets the outer world. Quantum physics offers a clue. The observer effect shows that your expectation influences what you see. In experiments, particles behave differently based on what the observer anticipates. Your beliefs work the same way. They set the stage for what reality delivers. Ancient wisdom agrees. The Hermetic principle of as above, so below teaches that your inner world mirrors the outer. If you believe abundance is scarce, you'll find scarcity. If you believe opportunities are everywhere, they'll find you. But here's the challenge. Beliefs are often buried deep, forged in childhood or by society's stories. You might say you believe in abundance, but if your subconscious clings to "I'm not enough," your reality will reflect that conflict. The alchemy of belief is about uncovering these hidden scripts and transforming them. Let's try a practice called the Belief Forge. Sit with a journal and write down a goal you want to manifest, say, a thriving career or a loving relationship. Now, list every belief you hold about it. It's too hard. I'm too old. It's not realistic. Be brutally honest. Next, cross out each limiting belief and write a new one beside it. It's too hard becomes opportunities flow to me with ease. Read these new beliefs aloud, feeling their truth in your body like a spark catching fire. Do this daily for 2 weeks and watch how your perspective shifts, how doors begin to open. Here's a second practice to deepen this alchemy, the evidence ritual. Your brain loves proof, so give it some. Each evening, write down 3 pieces of evidence that abundance is already in your life. A kind gesture, a small win, a moment of joy. Then visualize your goal as if it's already yours and anchor it with a physical gesture like pressing your hands together. Say, "This is my reality now." This practice rewires your subconscious, building a belief that abundance is not just possible, it's inevitable. Studies from Stanford University show that affirmations paired with action increase self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to succeed. These practices work because they align your conscious and subconscious minds, creating a unified belief that reality can't resist. The Bhagavad Gita, an ancient Indian text, says, "Man is made by his belief. As he believes, so he is." Your beliefs are the mold, and reality is the molten gold poured into it. But alchemy requires courage. You must face the lead of doubt, fear, or old wounds and transform them with intention. Let's add one more layer. Belief isn't static. It's a living force you nurture through repetition and faith. Think of it like tending a fire. You add kindling, fan the flames, and protect it from the wind. Surround yourself with stories of transformation like Michael's. Seek out communities that uplift you and limit exposure to naysayers. The placebo effect, studied extensively in medicine, shows how belief alone can heal the body. Patients given sugar pills often recover because they believe they will. If belief can heal, imagine what it can do for your dreams. By the end of this chapter, you're not just holding a belief, you're forging it, shaping it into a tool of creation. You're an alchemist, turning the lead of limitation into the gold of possibility. The universe is waiting for your conviction. What will you believe into being? Chapter 5, The Dance of Intention. What if your life could unfold like a perfectly choreographed dance, each step leading you closer to abundance? Not through force or struggle, but through the elegant power of intention, a deliberate choice to move in harmony with the universe. In this chapter, we'll explore intention as the rhythm that guides your reality, a force that aligns your inner world with the outer. You're not just stumbling through life, you're a dancer, and intention is your music. Let's start with a story that pulses with possibility. In ancient Japan, the samurai followed a code called Bushido, which emphasized living with purpose and clarity. One samurai, Miyamoto Musashi, was unbeatable in duels, not because of brute strength, but because of his unwavering intention. Before each fight, he visualized his victory with such precision that his mind and body moved as one. His intention wasn't just a thought, it was a commitment, a vow to the universe. Today, science supports this. Studies from the University of Wisconsin show that intentional focus activates the prefrontal cortex, enhancing decision-making and goal achievement. Intention is the spark that sets your reality in motion. Consider Emma, a single parent who dreamed of owning a home but felt crushed by financial limits. Tired of wishing, she decided to set a clear intention. Every morning she wrote in her journal, I am gratefully living in my dream home, surrounded by love and security. She visualized walking through her ideal house, feeling the wooden floors under her feet, smelling fresh paint, hearing her kids laughing. She paired this with small actions, researching affordable neighborhoods, saving what she could within a year. A community housing program offered her a chance to buy a home she'd never thought possible. Emma's intention wasn't a vague hope. It was a laser-focused signal that reality answered. Intention is more than a goal. It's a vibration, a promise you make to yourself and the universe. Quantum mechanics offers insight here. The principle of entanglement suggests that your focused energy can influence distant outcomes. When you set an intention, you're not just planning, you're entangling your consciousness with the reality you want to create. Ancient traditions knew this too. In Tibetan Buddhism, practitioners use bhavana, or intentional visualization, to cultivate states of mind that shape their world. Your intention is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe. It grows when you nurture it with clarity and faith. But here's the catch. Intention without alignment is like dancing offbeat. If your mind says abundance but your heart clings to fear, your steps falter. To dance with intention, you must align your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Let's try a practice called the intention compass. Find a quiet moment and sit with a notebook. Write down one clear intention for your life, something specific like, I attract a fulfilling career that aligns with my passion. Now, break it into 3 parts: thought, emotion, and action. For thought, write an affirmation. I am open to opportunities that ignite my purpose. For emotion, spend 5 minutes visualizing your intention as if it's real. Feel the excitement, the pride, the peace. For action, list one small step you'll take today, like updating your resume or reaching out to a mentor. Repeat this daily, letting your intention guide you like a compass. Studies from Harvard show that goal setting paired with visualization increases success rates by up to 40%. Here's a second practice to amplify your intention: the anchor breath. Your breath is a bridge between your inner and outer worlds. Sit comfortably and take 10 slow, deep breaths. With each inhale, imagine drawing in your intention like a golden thread weaving through your body. With each exhale, release doubts or distractions, seeing them dissolve like mist. As you breathe, silently repeat your intention. I am your goal. Feel it anchor in your chest, steady and unshakable. Do this twice daily, morning and night, for a week, and notice how your focus sharpens, how synchronicities begin to unfold. Research from the University of California shows that mindful breathing reduces stress and enhances clarity, making it a perfect tool for intentional living. These practices work because they create coherence between your mind, body, and spirit. The Upanishads, ancient Indian texts, teach that the world is as you see it. Your intention is how you choose to see and shape your reality. But intention requires trust. You must trust that the universe is listening, that your steps are leading somewhere, even if the path isn't yet clear. Think of it like a dance with an unseen partner. You lead with intention, and reality follows. To deepen this, surround your intention with symbols. Place a small object, a crystal, a photo, a written note, somewhere you'll see it daily. Let it remind you of your commitment. When doubt creeps in, return to your practices. The placebo effect, studied at institutions like Johns Hopkins, shows that belief in a positive outcome can trigger real change. Your intention is that belief magnified by action and faith. By the end of this chapter, you're not just setting goals, you're dancing with the universe. Intention is your rhythm, guiding each step toward abundance. You're not waiting for reality to change, you're leading the dance, and the universe is ready to follow. What intention will you set today? Chapter 6: The River of Surrender. What if the secret to unlocking abundance isn't about pushing harder, but letting go? Imagine your life as a river flowing effortlessly toward your dreams, carrying you past obstacles with grace. Most of us fight the current, gripping tightly to control fear or doubt, exhausting ourselves in the process. But what if surrender, true courageous surrender, could align you with a force far greater than your own willpower? In this chapter, we'll dive into the art of surrender, a paradoxical power that invites reality to rearrange itself in your favor. You're not just a fighter in this world, you're a river dancer, learning to flow with the universe's rhythm. Let's begin with a story that feels like a soft breeze on a restless heart. In ancient China, the Taoist sage Lao Tzu wrote in the Tao Te Ching about Wu Wei, the principle of effortless action. He described life as a river, urging us to move with its current rather than against it. One tale tells of a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbors pitied him, but he said, "Who knows what is good or bad?" Days later, the horse returned with a herd of wild stallions, bringing wealth. When his son broke his leg riding one, the neighbors lamented again, but the farmer repeated, "Who knows what is good or bad?" Soon a war broke out, and his son was spared from conscription because of the injury. The farmer's surrender to life's flow turned seeming losses into blessings. Fast forward to today, and science echoes this wisdom. Psychologists like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who studied flow states, found that when we release resistance and align with the moment, our creativity, productivity, and intuition soar. Surrender isn't giving up, it's giving over to a greater intelligence. Consider the story of Rachel, a corporate lawyer who felt trapped in a life of stress and unfulfillment. She dreamed of writing a novel but clung to her high-paying job out of fear. One day, burned out and desperate, she attended a meditation retreat where she learned to surrender her need for control. She began a daily practice of letting go, visualizing her fears as leaves floating down a river. Instead of forcing her writing career, she trusted that opportunities would arise. Within months, a chance meeting with an editor led to a writing workshop, and a year later, her novel was published to critical acclaim. Rachel didn't claw her way to abundance, she surrendered to the river, and it carried her to her dreams. Surrender is not passivity, it's an active choice to trust the universe's timing and wisdom. Quantum physics offers a parallel. The principle of non-locality suggests that everything in the universe is interconnected, beyond space and time. When you surrender, you tap into this web, allowing unseen forces to work on your behalf. Ancient traditions knew this too. In the Sufi tradition, the poet Rumi wrote, "Beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there." Surrender is stepping into that field, releasing the need to control every step and trusting that the path will unfold. But surrender is hard. We're taught to fight, to plan, to grip tightly to outcomes. Control feels safe, but it's a dam blocking the river's flow. Doubt whispers that letting go means losing, that the universe won't catch you. The truth? Surrender is the ultimate act of courage. It's trusting that the river knows where it's going, even when you can't see the destination. To surrender, you must release three things: fear, attachment to outcomes, and the need to know how. Let's explore how to do this with a practice called the river release. Find a quiet space and sit by a window, or if possible, near water, a stream, a lake, or even a fountain. Close your eyes and take 10 deep breaths, imagining each exhale as a leaf carrying a worry or fear. Picture a river before you, its surface shimmering with light. Name one thing you're clinging to: a job, a relationship, a fear of failure. See it as a heavy stone in your hands. Now, gently place that stone in the river, watching it sink and dissolve, carried away by the current. As it disappears, say silently, "I release this to the universe. I trust the flow." Spend 5 minutes here, feeling your body lighten, your heart open. Do this daily for a week and notice how resistance softens, how solutions appear where struggle once stood. Studies from the University of Toronto show that mindfulness practices like this reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, creating space for clarity and synchronicity. Here's a second practice to deepen your surrender: the trust anchor. Choose a small object, a pebble, a pendant, a key that you can carry daily. Hold it in your hand and close your eyes. For 5 minutes, visualize yourself floating in a gentle river, supported by its current. Feel the water cradling you, guiding you toward your dreams. As you hold the object, say, "I trust the universe to deliver what is mine." Carry this object as a reminder to surrender throughout your day. When doubt arises, touch it and breathe, reconnecting to the river's flow. Research from the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley shows that trust-based practices increase oxytocin, fostering connection and openness to opportunity. Let's add a third practice to make surrender a living part of your life: the gratitude current. Gratitude is the key to flowing with the river. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from control to trust. Each evening, write down 3 things that went well that day. No matter how small, a kind word, a moment of peace, a task completed. Then stand up and move your body gently, swaying like water as you say, I am grateful for the flow of abundance in my life. Feel the words ripple through you like waves spreading outward. This practice combines movement, gratitude, and intention to anchor you in the present moment. Studies from the University of Pennsylvania show that gratitude practices increase life satisfaction by up to 25%, aligning you with the river's natural abundance. These practices work because they rewire your relationship with reality. The Bhagavad Gita teaches, let go of attachment to the fruits of your actions, and you will find peace. Surrender doesn't mean abandoning your dreams, it means trusting that they're already on their way, carried by a current you don't need to control. Science supports this. Studies on the default mode network conducted at Yale show that letting go of excessive planning activates intuitive problem solving, allowing solutions to emerge organically. But surrender requires faith, and faith grows through practice. Start by noticing the small ways the universe supports you. A parking spot when you need it, a kind stranger, a sudden idea. These are signs that the river is flowing. Surround yourself with stories of surrender like Rachel's or the farmer's to remind you that letting go opens doors. Limit time with naysayers who reinforce control and fear. The placebo effect, studied at Harvard, shows that trusting in a positive outcome can create measurable change. If surrender can heal the body, imagine what it can do for your life. To deepen this, create a ritual space for surrender. Light a candle each evening and dedicate a moment to releasing control. Visualize your dreams floating toward you on the river, already yours. The Zuni people of North America believed that water carried prayers to the divine. Your surrender is that prayer, a sacred offering to the universe. By the end of this chapter, you're not just fighting for abundance, you're flowing toward it. Surrender is your dance with the river, a movement of trust and grace. You're not forcing reality to bend, you're letting it carry you to where you're meant to be. The universe is ready to meet you halfway. Will you step into the current zone? Chapter 7. The Mirror of Perception. What if the world you see is not the world as it is, but a reflection of your own perception? Imagine reality as a vast mirror, casting back the images you project through your thoughts, emotions, and expectations. In this chapter, we'll explore how your perception shapes the very fabric of your existence, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, the mundane into the miraculous. You're not just an observer of reality, you're its mirror, reflecting abundance or scarcity based on the lens you choose. By mastering perception, you become the sculptor of a life overflowing with possibility. Let's begin with a story that glimmers like a star in the night sky. In ancient Greece, the philosopher Plato wrote of a cave where prisoners saw only shadows on a wall, mistaking them for reality. One prisoner broke free, discovering a world of light and truth beyond the cave. His perception shifted, and with it, his entire reality. This allegory isn't just philosophy, it's a map for your life. Fast forward to the 21st century, and science is unveiling the same truth. Neuroscientists like Dr. Anil Seth argue that perception is a controlled hallucination, a construct your brain creates based on sensory input and expectation. Your reality isn't fixed, it's a story your mind tells, and you can rewrite it. This chapter is about polishing the mirror of your perception to reflect a world of abundance. Consider the story of Aisha, a graphic designer who felt invisible in her industry. She believed her work was good but not exceptional, and her clients seemed to agree, offering modest fees and lukewarm praise. One day, inspired by a TED Talk on perception, she decided to change her lens. She began viewing herself as a visionary artist, not just a designer. She practiced affirmations. My work transforms lives and inspires awe. She visualized clients raving about her designs, feeling the pride and gratitude in her bones. She also took action, refining her portfolio and pitching to bigger clients. Within 6 months, a major brand hired her for a high-profile campaign, and her career skyrocketed. Aisha didn't change reality. She changed her perception, and reality followed. Perception is the lens through which you filter the universe. Quantum physics offers a clue. The observer effect, as seen in experiments like the double slit, shows that reality shifts based on how it's observed. Your expectations, beliefs, and focus act like a camera lens, zooming in on what you choose to see. Ancient wisdom echoes this. The Buddhist concept of pratitya samutpada, or dependent origination, teaches that phenomena arise based on conditions. Your perception is one such condition shaping what appears in your world. If you see scarcity, you'll find it. If you see abundance, it will find you. But perception isn't just about seeing, it's about feeling, believing, and acting. It's a dynamic interplay of mind, heart, and body. The challenge: most of us inherit distorted lenses from childhood, culture, or trauma. We're taught to see limits. You're not enough. The world is harsh. Success is for others. These lenses cloud the mirror, reflecting a reality of struggle. The good news: you can polish the mirror. You can choose a new lens, one of possibility, power, and plenty. Let's explore how, with 3 transformative practices designed to shift your perception and reshape your reality. Practice 1. The mirror cleanse. Find a quiet space and sit with a small mirror, or simply close your eyes and imagine one. Picture your current reality reflected in it: your job, relationships, finances. Notice any smudges, doubts, fears, or stories like "I'll never get ahead." Take 10 deep breaths, and with each exhale, imagine a soft golden cloth wiping the mirror clean, dissolving those smudges into light. Now see a new reflection, you thriving, surrounded by abundance. Visualize specific details: your dream home, a loving partner, a bank account overflowing. Feel the joy, the ease, the gratitude. Spend 10 minutes here, letting the image become vivid, as if you could step into it. End by saying, "This is my reality now." Do this daily for 2 weeks, and notice how your perspective shifts, how opportunities begin to align. Studies from MIT show that visualization rewires the brain's visual cortex, enhancing perception of positive outcomes. Practice 2. The perception pivot. Your words shape your lens, so let's reframe how you speak about your life. For one day, catch every negative or limiting statement you make. "I am so tired. This is too hard. I'll never figure it out." Write them down, then rewrite each one as a positive, abundant statement. "I am so tired" becomes "I'm energized by my purpose." "This is too hard" becomes "I'm learning with ease." Read these new statements aloud, feeling their truth in your body, like a warm wave spreading through you. Carry a notebook or use your phone to track these pivots throughout the day. Over time, this practice rewires your default lens, training you to see abundance where you once saw lack. Research from the University of Pennsylvania shows that positive self-talk increases resilience and problem-solving skills, amplifying your ability to perceive opportunities. Practice 3. The abundance lens walk. Take a 15-minute walk, ideally in nature, but anywhere will do. As you walk, consciously choose to see abundance. Notice the wealth around you: the leaves on a tree, the laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun. If your mind drifts to lack, a bill, a worry, gently pivot back to abundance. For example, if you think, "I can't afford that," shift to "Abundance is flowing to me in unexpected ways." Feel the gratitude in your chest, like a light expanding. When you return, write down 3 abundant moments you noticed and how they made you feel. Do this daily for a week, and you'll train your perception to default to plenty. Studies from the University of California show that nature-based mindfulness enhances emotional regulation, making it easier to sustain a positive lens. These practices work because they engage your senses, emotions, and actions, creating a feedback loop that reshapes your reality. The science is compelling. Neuroplasticity research from Stanford shows that consistent focus on positive stimuli strengthens neural pathways for optimism and creativity. Mystics have long known this too. The 13th century Zen master Dogen taught, "To study the self is to forget the self, and to forget the self is to be enlightened by all things." Your perception is the self you study and transform. But perception isn't just about you. It's about how you see others and the world. If you see people as competitors, you'll attract rivalry. If you see them as collaborators, you'll find allies. Let's add a layer with a story. In the 19th century, a Native American healer named Black Elk spoke of the sacred hoop, a vision of all life interconnected, each person a mirror reflecting the divine. When he saw others with love, his community thrived. Try this. For one day, see every person you meet as a teacher, carrying a lesson or gift for you. Notice how this shifts your interactions, how kindness and opportunity flow back to you. To deepen this, let's weave in another layer of science and mysticism. The field of epigenetics, studied at institutions like Johns Hopkins, shows that your environment, including your thoughts and emotions, can influence gene expression. A positive perception doesn't just change your mind, it changes your biology, priming you for health and success. Meanwhile, the Kabbalistic tradition teaches that the world is a mirror of the divine light within you. When you perceive with clarity and love, you reflect that light, illuminating your reality. But perception requires vigilance. The world will test your new lens with challenges, a rejection, a setback, a doubt. These are shadows on the cave wall, not the truth. Return to your practices and surround yourself with reminders of abundance. Create a vision board with images of your dreams. Cutouts of a beach house and a happy family, a thriving business. Place it where you'll see it daily. Limit exposure to negative media or people who cloud your mirror. The Hawthorne effect, studied in psychology, shows that what you focus on grows stronger. Focus on abundance, and it will reflect back. Let's add one more practice for depth, the mirror meditation. Each morning, spend 5 minutes gazing into your eyes in a mirror. See yourself not as your flaws or fears, but as a creator, a spark of the universe. Say, I see abundance, I reflect abundance. Feel the words ripple through you like light bouncing off a polished mirror. This practice builds self-love, the foundation of a clear lens. Research from the University of Maastricht shows that self-compassion enhances emotional resilience, making it easier to sustain a positive perception. By the end of this chapter, you're not just seeing the world, you're shaping it. Your perception is a mirror, reflecting the reality you choose. You're not bound by the shadows of the past. You're free to polish the mirror, to see and create a world of abundance. The universe is watching your reflection. What will you show it? Chapter 8. The Tapestry of Connection. What if the secret to abundance lies not just within you, but in the invisible threads that connect you to everyone and everything else? Imagine your life as a vibrant tapestry, each thread woven with the people, places, and moments you encounter, creating a pattern of limitless possibility. In this chapter, we'll explore the power of connection, not just to others, but to the universe itself, as a force that amplifies your ability to shape reality. You're not an isolated thread, you're a weaver crafting a masterpiece of abundance through the relationships and energies you nurture. Let's begin with a story that feels like a heartbeat echoing across time. In ancient Africa, the Bantu people lived by the philosophy of Ubuntu, which translates to "I am because we are." They believed that individual prosperity was inseparable from the community's well-being. A Bantu healer named Masego once saved her village from drought by leading a ritual of gratitude where every person offered thanks for the land, the sky, and each other. The next day, rains came and the crops flourished. Was it coincidence, or did their collective connection call forth abundance? Fast forward to today, and science is catching up. Social network theory, studied at institutions like MIT, shows that our connections, friends, family, even strangers, create a ripple effect, influencing our opportunities, health, and success. Your connections are not just relationships, they're conduits for abundance. Consider the story of Javier, a small business owner whose cafe was struggling in a competitive city. He felt isolated, convinced he had to succeed alone. One evening, inspired by a podcast on community, he decided to shift his approach. He hosted open mic nights, invited local artists to display their work, and partnered with nearby businesses for events. He also practiced gratitude for every customer, seeing them not just as transactions, but as part of his tapestry. Within a year, his cafe became a community hub, bustling with loyal patrons and media attention. Javier didn't just build a business, he wove a network of connection that amplified his abundance. His story shows that when you see others as allies in your journey, reality rearranges itself to support you. Connection is the heartbeat of abundance. Quantum physics offers a profound insight here. The principle of entanglement suggests that particles, once connected, remain linked across vast distances, influencing each other instantaneously. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions are entangled with the world. Your kindness to a stranger, your gratitude for a friend, your love for the earth. These create ripples that return to you, often in unexpected ways. Ancient traditions knew this too. The Hindu concept of Sangha emphasizes the power of community and spiritual growth, the teaching that we rise together. Your connections, seen and unseen, are the threads that strengthen your reality. But here's the challenge. Many of us feel disconnected. Society teaches us to compete, to guard our dreams, to see others as threats. This creates a frayed tapestry where abundance struggles to flow. Fear of rejection, past betrayals, or self-doubt can make you hesitate to reach out. The truth, connection is your birthright. You're already woven into the universe's fabric. Every smile, every shared moment, every act of trust strengthens the weave. To master connection, you must embrace three principles: openness, gratitude, and reciprocity. Let's bring this to life with 4 practices designed to weave your tapestry of abundance. Practice 1. The connection web. Sit in a quiet space with a notebook. Close your eyes and imagine a golden web of light connecting you to everyone in your life: family, friends, colleagues, even strangers you met today. See each person as a glowing node, their light amplifying yours. Now, write down the names of 5 people you feel connected to and one way you can nurture that bond this week: a call, a kind note, a shared coffee. Then, write down one person you've lost touch with or feel distant from. Visualize sending them light, forgiving any past hurts, and imagine reconnecting. Take one small action toward them, like a text or a kind thought. Finally, express gratitude for these connections, saying, "I am woven into the abundance of the universe." Do this weekly and notice how your relationships deepen, how opportunities flow through your web. Studies from the University of Chicago show that strong social bonds increase life satisfaction by up to 20%, creating a foundation for abundance. Practice 2. The gratitude ripple. Gratitude is the thread that binds your connections. Each morning, take 5 minutes to visualize 3 people in your life. Picture their faces, feel their presence, and silently thank them for something specific: their laughter, their support, their existence. Now, imagine sending them a wave of golden light, carrying your gratitude. Feel it ripple outward, touching their lives and returning to you amplified. Throughout the day, express gratitude in action. Smile at a stranger, thank a coworker, hug a loved one. Write down one gratitude moment each evening, noting how it felt to connect. This practice aligns you with the frequency of abundance, making you a magnet for connection. Research from the Greater Good Science Center shows that gratitude strengthens relationships and boosts oxytocin, fostering trust and collaboration. Practice 3. The reciprocity bridge. Connection thrives on giving and receiving. For 1 week, commit to one daily act of generosity without expecting anything in return. Buy a coffee for a colleague, help a neighbor, share a skill. As you give, say silently, "I give freely, and abundance flows back to me." Then practice receiving with grace. If someone offers help, a compliment, or a gift, accept it with a smile and a heartfelt thank you. Notice any resistance. Do you feel unworthy or suspicious? Let it go, imagining a bridge forming between you and others, allowing abundance to flow both ways. Write down each act of giving and receiving, reflecting on how it feels. This practice builds a cycle of reciprocity, weaving you deeper into the tapestry. Studies from Yale show that acts of kindness increase serotonin, enhancing your sense of connection and well-being. Practice 4. The universal thread. You're not just connected to people, but to the universe itself. Find a quiet outdoor space, ideally at dawn or dusk. Stand barefoot if possible, feeling the earth beneath you. Close your eyes and take 10 deep breaths, imagining roots growing from your feet into the ground, connecting you to the planet's energy. Now visualize a silver thread rising from your heart, stretching to the stars, linking you to the cosmos. Say, "I am one with the universe, and its abundance flows through me." Spend 10 minutes here, feeling the pulse of life, birds chirping, wind rustling, your own heartbeat. Carry this connection into your day, noticing signs of the universe's support: a kind word, a lucky break, a moment of beauty. Do this daily for a week, and you'll feel woven into something vast and abundant. Research from the University of Arizona shows that nature-based mindfulness reduces stress and enhances feelings of interconnectedness. But these practices work because they align your mind, body, and spirit with the flow of connection. Neuroscience supports this. Mirror neurons studied at UCLA show that we're wired to empathize and connect, reflecting others' emotions and actions. When you nurture connection, you activate these neurons, creating a feedback loop of trust and abundance. Mystics have long understood this. The 11th century philosopher Ibn Arabi wrote, "The universe is a single being, and we are its mirrors." Your connections reflect your inner state, amplifying your reality. But connection requires vulnerability. Opening your heart risks hurt, but it also invites healing. If fear arises, return to your practices. Forgive past disconnections, not for others, but for you. To keep your tapestry whole, surround yourself with people who uplift you and limit time with those who fray your threads. Create a ritual space for connection, a corner with photos of loved ones, a candle for gratitude, a journal for reflections. The social contagion effect, studied at Harvard, shows that positivity spreads through networks, so choose connections that inspire abundance. Let's weave in another layer. In quantum field theory, everything is energy, vibrating in a shared field. Your thoughts and emotions are part of this field, influencing others even at a distance. The Maori of New Zealand call this wanaungatanga, the kinship that binds all life. When you send love or gratitude, you're weaving a thread that strengthens the whole. Try this. Each night, visualize sending light to someone far away, a friend, a global cause, even the earth. Feel your connection to them, knowing your energy matters. By the end of this chapter, you're not just a solitary creator, you're a weaver of a vast tapestry. Your connections, human, natural, cosmic, are the threads that amplify your abundance. You're not alone in this dance, you're part of a chorus, singing reality into being. What threads will you weave today? Chapter 9, The Fire of Purpose. What if the spark that ignites your most abundant life is already burning within you, waiting to be fanned into a flame? Imagine your purpose as a fire, not a fleeting ember, but a radiant blaze that lights your path and transforms the world around you. In this chapter, we'll dive into the power of purpose, the inner compass that aligns your actions, thoughts, and emotions with a reality that feels alive with meaning. You're not just wandering through life, you're a torchbearer, carrying a flame that can reshape your destiny and inspire others to do the same. Let's start with a story that crackles with intensity. In 13th century Japan, a young monk named Nichiren faced persecution for his radical teachings. Exiled to a desolate island, he could have despaired, but instead he found his purpose, to awaken people to their inherent power. In the freezing cold, he chanted with unwavering conviction, believing his voice could shift the world. His teachings spread, inspiring millions to find purpose through resilience and faith. Fast forward to today, and science supports this. Psychologists like Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust by clinging to his purpose of helping others find meaning, showed that purpose is a psychological lifeline. Studies from the University of Michigan reveal that living with purpose boosts mental health, longevity, and even physical resilience, reducing stress-related inflammation. Your purpose isn't just a goal, it's the fire that fuels abundance. Consider the story of Maya, a nurse who felt drained by her demanding job. She loved helping people but felt her work lacked deeper meaning. One day, after reading about purpose-driven lives, she reflected on what lit her up, empowering young women to pursue healthcare careers. She began mentoring teens in her community, sharing her knowledge and passion. She visualized herself as a beacon, guiding others to their own light. Within a year, she founded a non-profit that trained dozens of girls, and her own career flourished with new opportunities. Maya didn't chase abundance, she ignited her purpose, and reality rearranged itself around her flame. Purpose is the spark that aligns your inner canvas with the universe's design. Quantum physics offers a parallel, the principle of coherence, where particles align in a unified wave, amplifying their impact. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with your purpose, you create a coherent signal that reality responds to. Ancient traditions knew this. The Yoruba people of West Africa believe each person has an ori, a divine purpose chosen before birth. Living in alignment with your ori brings harmony and abundance. Your purpose is not something you find, it's something you uncover, a fire already burning within you. But here's the challenge. The modern world douses our flames. We're taught to prioritize security, conformity, or external success over inner calling. Doubt, distraction, or fear of failure can dim your spark, leaving you feeling lost or unfulfilled. The truth? Your purpose is not a job, a role, or a single achievement. It's the unique way you bring light to the world. It's the joy you feel when you lose track of time, the cause that stirs your heart, the impact you long to make. To ignite your purpose, you must fan 3 flames: clarity, courage, and action. Let's bring this to life with 4 practices designed to uncover and amplify your inner fire. Practice 1. The Purpose Ember. Find a quiet space and light a candle, symbolizing your inner fire. Close your eyes and take 10 deep breaths, imagining each inhale feeding a small ember in your chest. Ask yourself, what lights me up? What would I do if fear didn't exist? Let images, feelings, or memories arise, perhaps a childhood passion, a cause you care about, or a skill you love sharing. Write down everything that comes up, no matter how small. Then choose one idea that feels most alive and visualize yourself living it. Teaching, creating, healing, exploring. Feel the warmth of that purpose spreading through you like a fire growing stronger. Spend 10 minutes here, then say, "This is my purpose. I am here to shine." Do this daily for 2 weeks, refining your vision. Studies from Stanford show that purpose-driven visualization enhances motivation and goal attainment by up to 30%. Practice 2. The Courage Flame. Purpose requires courage to face fears of failure or judgment. Sit with a journal and write down one fear holding you back from your purpose. I'm not skilled enough. It's too late. People will judge me. Now, imagine that fear as a shadow cast by your inner fire. Take 5 deep breaths and visualize your purpose as a flame, burning brighter with each breath, dissolving the shadow. Write a new belief. I'm not skilled enough becomes I am growing into my purpose every day. Read it aloud, feeling the courage rise in your chest like a warm blaze. Then take one small action toward your purpose. A conversation, a Google search, a sketch. Do this daily and watch fear shrink as your flame grows. Research from the University of Pennsylvania shows that facing fears through incremental action builds self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to succeed. Practice 3. The Action Spark. Purpose lives in action, not just thought. Each morning, set one micro goal tied to your purpose. Write a paragraph, help someone, learn a skill for 10 minutes. Before you begin, stand tall, place your hand on your heart, and say, "I act from my purpose and the universe supports me." As you complete the goal, feel the spark of accomplishment, like kindling catching fire. Write down how it felt and what you learned. At the end of the week, reflect on your progress, celebrating even small wins. This practice builds momentum, turning your purpose into a blazing reality. Studies from Harvard show that small, consistent actions toward meaningful goals increase dopamine, reinforcing motivation and purpose-driven behavior. Practice 4. The Collective Fire. Your purpose isn't just for you, it's a gift to the world. Find a community that shares your passion, a club, a class, an online group. Once a week, connect with them, whether in person or virtually. Share your purpose, listen to theirs, and visualize your collective flames merging into a bonfire of impact. Say, "Together, we light the world." Then collaborate on one small project, a discussion, a volunteer effort, a creative idea. Write down how this connection fuels your purpose. This practice amplifies your fire through shared energy. Research from the University of California shows that social support for meaningful goals increases resilience and success rates by up to 40%. These practices work because they align your mind, body, and spirit with your purpose, creating a coherent signal that reality can't ignore. Neuroscience backs this. Studies from the University of Wisconsin show that purpose-driven activities activate the brain's reward centers, enhancing focus and emotional resilience. Mystics have long taught this too. The Sufi poet Rumi wrote, "Let the beauty you love be what you do." Your purpose is that beauty, a fire that burns away doubt and lights the way to abundance. But purpose requires trust. The path may twist, setbacks, rejections, or uncertainty are part of the journey. These are not failures, they're fuel for your fire, teaching you resilience and clarity. Surround yourself with stories of purpose-driven lives, like Nisharan's or Maya's, to keep your flame steady. Create a ritual space for your purpose, a corner with a candle, a journal, or symbols of your calling. Limit exposure to distractions or naysayers that dim your spark. The broaden and build theory, developed by Barbara Fredrickson, shows that positive emotions like purpose expand your creativity and resourcefulness, weaving abundance into your reality. Let's deepen this with another layer. In quantum mechanics, the concept of resonance suggests that aligned energies amplify each other. When you live your purpose, you resonate with others who share your vision, creating a ripple effect. The Aboriginal concept of dadiri, or deep listening, teaches that tuning into your inner truth connects you to the world's heartbeat. Try this. Each evening, sit in silence for 5 minutes, listening to your heart. Ask, what is my purpose calling me to do? Trust the answer, however quiet, and act on it. This practice aligns you with the universe's rhythm. By the end of this chapter, you're not just searching for meaning, you're blazing with it. Your purpose is a fire, illuminating your path and warming the world. You're not waiting for permission to shine, you're igniting reality with every step. What will your flame create next? Chapter 10, The Symphony of Creation. What if your life is not a series of random notes but a grand symphony with you as both composer and conductor? Every thought, emotion, action, and connection is a note in this masterpiece, resonating through the universe to create a reality that sings with abundance. In this final chapter, we'll weave together everything you've learned, shattering the myth of a fixed reality, painting your inner canvas, tuning your frequency, forging beliefs, dancing with intention, flowing with surrender, polishing perception and weaving connection to ignite your purpose into a symphony of creation. You're not just living, you're composing a life that echoes with power, beauty, and limitless possibility. Let's begin with a story that vibrates like a chord across time. In ancient India, the sage Patanjali wrote the Yoga Sutras, a guide to mastering the mind and creating reality. He taught that when you align your consciousness with the universe's rhythm through focus, discipline, and surrender, you become a co-creator with the divine. One legend tells of a disciple who meditated for years, visualizing a prosperous village free from suffering. His clarity and devotion were so potent that rains came, crops flourished, and peace reigned. Was it a miracle, or was it the symphony of his aligned consciousness? Today, science echoes this wisdom. Quantum coherence, studied at institutions like CERN, shows that when systems align in harmony, their impact multiplies exponentially. Your life is such a system, and this chapter is about conducting its symphony to create abundance overnight. Consider the story of Elena, a single mother and aspiring entrepreneur who felt stuck in a cycle of survival. She juggled 2 jobs, her dreams buried under exhaustion. One night, inspired by a book on manifestation, she decided to see her life as a symphony. She began practicing gratitude, visualizing success, and taking small intentional steps, writing a business plan, networking with local entrepreneurs, affirming her worth. She surrendered her fears, trusted her purpose, and connected with mentors who saw her potential. Within 2 years, her eco-friendly clothing brand was thriving, featured in magazines, and supporting her family. Elena didn't force her way to abundance. She composed it note by note, aligning her inner music with the universe's rhythm. Creation is not about control, it's about harmony. Every chapter you've explored has been a note in this symphony. Shattering the myth of a fixed reality freed your mind to dream. Painting your inner canvas gave you the colors of imagination. Tuning your frequency aligned your emotions with abundance. Forging beliefs built a foundation of conviction. Dancing with intention set your direction. Flowing with surrender opened you to the universe's flow. Polishing perception clarified your vision. Weaving connection strengthened your network. Igniting purpose lit your inner fire. Now you're ready to orchestrate these elements into a symphony that reshapes reality. Quantum physics offers a profound insight. The universe is a field of probabilities, and your consciousness collapses those probabilities into reality. The principle of superposition suggests that all outcomes exist until you choose one. Your choices, your thoughts, emotions, and actions are the baton that conducts this field. Ancient wisdom agrees. The Taoist concept of Li, the natural order, teaches that aligning with the universe's patterns creates effortless abundance. Your symphony is this alignment, a melody of intention, surrender, and connection that reality can't resist. But composing a symphony isn't easy. Doubt, distraction, and old habits can throw you off key. The world may tempt you to play small, to settle for a muted tune. The truth, you were born to create. Your life is a score waiting to be written, and every moment is a chance to add a note. To conduct your symphony, you must embrace 5 principles: clarity, coherence, courage, community, and celebration. Let's bring this to life with 5 practices designed to make you a master composer of your reality. Practice 1. The Symphony Blueprint. Find a quiet space and light a candle, symbolizing your creative spark. Close your eyes and take 10 deep breaths, imagining your life as a symphony hall, vast and resonant. Ask, what is the melody of my abundant life? Visualize your ideal reality in vivid detail. A thriving career, loving relationships, vibrant health. See yourself conducting this symphony, your baton guiding every note. Spend 50 minutes here, feeling the music, hear the laughter, smell the fresh air, feel the joy. Then write a detailed score of this vision, 1 page describing your life in the present tense, as if it's happening now. End with, "This is my symphony, and I conduct it with power." Read this daily for a month, refining it as your vision clarifies. Studies from Yale show that vivid goal setting enhances neural activation, priming your brain for creation. Practice 2. The Coherence Chord. Creation requires harmony between mind, body, and spirit. Each morning, stand tall and place 1 hand on your heart, the other on your stomach. Take 10 slow breaths, syncing your breath with the words, "I am aligned. My thoughts, emotions, and actions create abundance." Visualize your inner elements, thoughts as a violin, emotions as a cello, actions as a drum, playing in unison. If you feel discord, doubt, fear, breathe deeper, imagining the notes aligning. Then take 1 aligned action toward your vision. Email a contact, sketch an idea, practice self-care, write down how it felt to act in harmony. Do this daily, and your symphony will gain clarity and power. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that heart-brain coherence boosts intuition and decision-making, aligning you with creation. Practice 3. The Courage Crescendo. Courage is the volume that makes your symphonies soar. Sit with a journal and write down 1 fear blocking your creation. "I'll fail. I'm not ready. It's too big." Now, imagine that fear as a discordant note in your symphony. Take 5 deep breaths and visualize your purpose as a powerful crescendo, drowning out the fear. Write a new affirmation. "I'll fail" becomes, "I am succeeding with every step." Speak it aloud, feeling the courage rise like music swelling. Then take 1 bold action tied to your vision. Pitch a project, share your dream, invest in yourself. Reflect on how it felt to act with courage. Do this weekly, and your fears will fade into the melody. Studies from Stanford show that courageous actions rewire the amygdala, reducing fear responses over time. Practice 4. The Community Chorus. Your symphony is amplified by others. Find a group, friends, a mastermind, an online community that shares your vision for abundance. Once a week, connect with them to share your progress, challenges, and dreams. Visualize your collective energy as a chorus, each voice strengthening the others. Say, "Together, we create a symphony of abundance." Collaborate on 1 small project, a brainstorming session, a joint goal, a shared act of kindness. Write down how this connection fuels your creation. This practice builds a network that amplifies your reality. Research from Harvard shows that social support increases goal achievement by up to 50%, making community a keynote in your symphony. Practice 5. The Celebration Finale. Every symphony ends with a flourish, and yours deserves celebration. Each evening, write down 3 moments of abundance from your day. A kind word, a step toward your goal, a moment of joy. Stand and move your body, dancing or swaying as you say, "I celebrate my creation, abundance is mine." Visualize your symphony reaching its finale, the audience, your life, rising in applause. Feel the gratitude like a standing ovation in your heart. Do this daily and you'll train your mind to see abundance everywhere. Studies from the University of California show that celebration boosts dopamine and reinforces positive behaviors, locking in your creative power. These practices work because they integrate every element of this journey, mind, body, spirit, and community, into a harmonious whole. Neuroscience supports this. Studies from MIT show that integrated practices, combining visualization, action, and emotion, enhance neural plasticity, making it easier to create new realities. Mystics have long known this. The 8th century sage Shankara taught that the self is the creator of the universe. Your symphony is that creation, a melody of purpose, connection, and courage. But creation requires persistence. The world may challenge your composition with setbacks or doubt. These are not failures. They're invitations to refine your score. Surround yourself with inspiration, books, podcasts, people who remind you of your power. Create a ritual space for creation, a desk with your blueprint, a candle for focus, a playlist of uplifting music. Limit exposure to negativity that mutes your melody. The butterfly effect, studied in chaos theory, shows that small actions like your daily practices can create massive change. Your symphony is that change. Let's deepen this with a final layer. In the Aboriginal Dreamtime, every act of creation is a song line, a melody that connects past, present, and future. Your life is a song line, weaving your purpose into the universe's story. Try this. Each night, sing or hum a simple melody, imagining it carrying your dreams into reality. Feel your voice as a vibration resonating with the cosmos. This practice aligns you with the universe's creative pulse. Call to action. As we close this symphony, know that you're not just a listener, you're the composer, conductor, and performer of your reality. Your thoughts are notes, your emotions chords, your actions rhythms. The universe is your orchestra, ready to play your melody. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear it, not just as a gesture, but as a declaration of your commitment to creation. Step into your symphony. What will you compose today?